This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. 2 women shot overnight in South Bakersfield, leaving 1 dead, the latest on the investigation. Plus, devastation and disaster in Kentucky. The death toll rises as rescuers frantically search a factory leveled in the tornado this weekend. And winter storm preparations are underway up and down the state. What the system means for Kern County and burn-scarred areas around California. This is Monday, December 13th, 2021. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Maddie Jansen. We begin with your 17 News homicide tracker. 2 women were shot last night in South Bakersfield and 1 has died. It happened just after 11 p.m. Bakersfield police were called to Centaur Street, just south of Pacheco Road and east of South H, for reports of the shooting. When officers arrived, they found 2 women with gunshot wounds. Both were taken to a local hospital where 1 died. The other woman is said to be stable. Police say the women were sitting in a vehicle when they were shot. No arrests have been made. If you have any information regarding this incident, call BPD at 327-7111. There have been 132 homicides in Kern County this year, according to 17 News' records. Last year, Kern County saw a record number of homicides with 140 killings. And now to news across the nation as rescuers continue to search for survivors after the deadly tornado tore through Kentucky and neighboring states over the weekend, decimating entire towns and leaving dozens dead. At least 64 are confirmed dead in Kentucky, with more than 100 still unaccounted for. Rescue crews are combing through what's left of a candle factory, where over 100 people were working inside when the twister struck. NBC's Kate Snow has more.
As we begin day 3 in the search for survivors, the death toll is certain to rise. But thankfully, it's not expected to go as high as originally feared this weekend. That's due in part because of the confirmation from the candle factory that 90 people who were working on Friday night made it out alive. 6 people still missing. The scope and magnitude of the damage in this region is difficult to put into words. Ground zero, downtown Mayfield, every home is destroyed and every business flattened. People from other communities and states are coming here to help out and pitch in to do whatever they can. The town water tower was also destroyed, so they are without water and sewer systems. Meantime, tens of thousands of people across these states are still without power. This community, though, and this state are resilient. Despite the unimaginable loss here, they are determined to rebuild, no matter how long it takes. That's the latest here in Mayfield, Kentucky. I'm Wendy Woolfolk. Now back to you.
Now to COVID-19 here in Kern County, a devastating reminder of just how deadly the coronavirus outbreak in the U.S. has been. According to NBC News, 800,000 lives have been lost to the deadly disease, a milestone unimaginable at the beginning of the pandemic. Even with vaccines widely available now, the U.S. has lost more lives this year than in 2020, primarily because of the highly contagious Delta variant. Right now, the country's bracing for another surge of infections, with people spending more time indoors during the winter months. Meantime, there have been more than 5 million lives lost to the virus worldwide. A study by the University of Oxford found that 2 doses of either AstraZeneca or Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines were substantially less effective at warding off Omicron compared to previous variants of the virus. However, researchers were optimistic that a booster shot could improve immunity against the new highly transmissible variant. And Kern County Public Health today confirmed 478 new cases from over the weekend and 5 new deaths. More than 1,800 people have died since the pandemic began, and tens of thousands of infections have been confirmed since the vaccine became widely available. State data shows 121 people are in a local hospital. 32 more are in the ICU.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OB/GYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
We're on storm watch today as things are getting ready to change, and Kevin has more on the timing of this storm and what it means for Kern County. Kev?
Yeah, and we have several dynamics to this storm, and the first one, we've got some clouds out there. We've got a few sprinkles, but the next part will be the wind this afternoon. And we're not getting a lot of rain just yet because we are seeing some downsloping winds from the west, and that's creating what we call rain shadow effect. So I'm not expecting a lot in the short term here. The first thing we're going to see this afternoon into the evening are the winds around the Kern County area. Temperatures are expected near 60 this afternoon.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Meantime, communities up and down the state are bracing for this winter storm. At the San Francisco Public Works Yard, people loaded up sandbags yesterday to get ahead of possible flooding. The winter weather is expected to hit later today, bringing travel headaches, the threat of flooding, and lots of snow to the mountains. Crews in the city are already on standby, helping to clear out storm drains and set up flooding barrier walls. And meantime, down south, attention is on areas scarred by the Alisal fire this summer. Santa Barbara County issued an evacuation warning for some areas west of Las Flores Canyon. Experts say rainfall could trigger flooding and mudslides in the area. And even as we talk about the coming rain, we know this storm alone won't be enough to get us out of the drought we're in. And Bakersfield is once again requiring residents to cut back on water. Starting tomorrow, the city of Bakersfield's Water Resources Department mandatory water restrictions begin for all city of Bakersfield domestic water system customers. These restrictions are to remain in place until further notice. The Stage 2 drought mitigation plan restrictions include limiting lawn water or any outdoor irrigation to 3 days a week and only between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. 17 court watch now, and this morning convicted murderer Jamie Osuna pleaded not guilty to charges filed against him while in custody. Osuna was first charged in 2019 with murder and other crimes in the death of his cellmate at Corcoran State Prison. At the time, Osuna was serving life without parole for the torture and killing of Yvette Pena in Bakersfield. The new charges include making terrorist threats earlier this year while in prison. No other details were provided. Osuna will be back in court next month for his competency hearing. 17 Crime Watch now, and the California Highway Patrol has identified the man who crashed on I-5, leaving his passenger to die and carjacking a Good Samaritan who came to his aid. The incident happened last Thursday around 1 in the afternoon. CHP says that 27-year-old Jose Alberto Gutierrez of Bakersfield and a passenger were driving south on I-5, south of Old River Road, when he tried to pass an RV but clipped it and lost control. The car rolled multiple times into an orchard. The front right seat passenger died at the scene. CHP says a Good Samaritan came to help, but Gutierrez took the man's car at gunpoint. He still has not been caught. If you have any information, you can call CHP at 764-5580. Welcome back. Making headlines around the world, Mexican musical legend Vicente Fernandez died yesterday in a hospital in Guadalajara in his native state of Jalisco. He was previously hospitalized for 4 months after a fall at his ranch. Fernandez suffered from an autoimmune disease which made it difficult for him to recover. His songs of love, heartbreak, and masculinity are a staple in Hispanic households. The musician sold more than 65 million albums and filmed more than 35 movies. The king of ranchera music was 81 years old. Rapper Travis Scott, meantime, has been removed as one of the headliners from next year's Coachella Music Festival. The removal comes in reaction to his disastrous and deadly Astroworld concert in November, where 10 people died and hundreds more were hurt after the audience rushed the stage during his performance. A petition launched on change.org for Scott's removal from Coachella gathered more than 60,000 signatures and may have been a deciding factor in the decision. Scott will reportedly receive a fee for being involuntarily removed from the Coachella lineup. Elon Musk has been named Time Magazine's Person of the Year for 2021. The CEO of Tesla and SpaceX has remained a central figure in news as he and his businesses continue to frame the future of automobiles and space travel. The Time editor-in-chief Edward Fellenthal said that this morning that Musk is reshaping life on Earth and possibly life off Earth as well. The business magnate is the richest person on the planet, according to Forbes, with an estimated net worth of $265 billion. Back here at home, Green Lawn Funeral Homes is gearing up for its annual wreath-laying ceremony, honoring veterans with unmarked graves. The annual ceremony is happening Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Green Lawn Freedom Flagpole Memorial on Panama Lane. Organizers say it's an opportunity to remember the fallen and honor those who serve, including their family members. Anyone is welcome to attend. Another Bakersfield tradition is back after being canceled last year due to the pandemic. We're talking about the holiday favorite, Dustin's Diner. Dustin and David Kilpatrick started Dustin's Diner more than 25 years ago, selling cookies and hot chocolate at Hagen Oaks Boulevard to families touring the area and checking out all the Christmas decorations. Now neighbors have taken over the job of baking and running the diner. As always, 100% of profits will be donated to the Bakersfield Homeless Center. The project has raised over $180,000 since its inception. Dustin's Diner returns Thursday and runs each night through December 23rd. There's only 1 week left of our 17 Days of Christmas toy drive. Your generosity is already showing. Take a look at the toys and gifts that have poured into our lobby here in downtown Bakersfield. Hundreds have been dropped off for kids, but we can always use more. And don't forget the teenagers. You can drop off toys or gifts until December 17th during regular business hours at our studios at L and 22nd Streets, the Bakersfield Homeless Center on East Truxtun Avenue, the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County on Niles Street. And while you're at it, a reminder that our coat and blanket drive for our local homeless population continues through December 22nd. We've already seen so many donations of jackets and blankets coming in that we actually had to arrange for some to be picked up to make room for more. So be sure to keep the donations coming so we can keep everyone warm this winter. You can donate new or gently used coats and blankets right here at KGET Studios at 22nd and L Streets in downtown Bakersfield.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.